What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Seth Plays, and we are back again for some more Trove, and today we're going to be taking a look at LUXION'S inventory. He's back, that's right, this stupid, dumb garbage man, but you know what? What he's got in store for us today is actually really good. You're going to want to log in and get this, folks, because seriously, it's really great. So anyways, on top of the fact that we're going to end up getting 15 more Golden Horde Dragon Souls, which is going to end up actually unlocking some stuff for us, you're going to be able to buy 3 Despoiled Divinity for 25 Dragon Coins each. Not really worth it in the grand scheme of things, but if you're a starting player, it can end up being a pretty good boost for you. But 25 Dragon Coins, I don't know about that noise. The Freaky Frankie and Moon Howl mask, both of these are actually available in the Super Style unlockers. So if you got any of those, obviously you're going to use them, but otherwise you can just buy these for 10 each, which not really that great. It's just 2 style items. However, we end up getting this disgusting chaos themed Batty Batoid, which is, ugh, like seriously, it's almost as close as Trove can get to vomit, except there's another one of these stingrays that ends up actually really just looking like puke. But more importantly than that, 2 of the most useful allies in the entire game right here. Now, Samantha technically can already be replaced with the Prowling Shadow, because Samantha is going to end up being a lifesteal ally. But I remember back in the day, I actually really like the style of Samantha better, just because it's a black cat. How cute is that? And then the little Bergie is something from the normally the daily logins. We would end up getting this from the token boxes. However, those of course do not exist anymore. But this is going to be one of the absolute mandatory allies that you're gonna want to get for a melee character, folks. So you gotta get on and get both of these. And on top of that, all of these items that you see right here that I can buy for Dragon Coins, these are all tradable because I already have all of this stuff unlocked. So that means you can actually stock up on Little Bergie and also Samantha. Honestly, I don't know if you should stock up on Samantha though, because the Shadow's Eve event is right around the corner. So I don't know why LUXION'S selling Samantha. Now, keep in mind that when the Shadow's Eve event arrives next week, you are going to be able to get Samantha out of a box, but it's a random chance and it's actually pretty rare compared to just buying it with 80 Dragon Coins if you can spare it. And then the Voltergeist is a mount that kind of just came and went, but I actually really like it. Maybe it's because it's my favorite colors like purple, white, and green and stuff like that. And anyways, without further ado, this is going to be the helmet. And then this is going to be the aura that will unlock. Now, if you're just a starting player, obviously you're not going to have access to it, but if you ended up getting the Golden Dragon Horde souls since the Luxion is Missing event, you are going to end up having quite a bit of souls and should have just unlocked this one right here. You should be at 80 out of 75. So what we end up getting out of this Luxion visit is we're going to end up getting the stats of the dragon itself, as well as 50 mastery. So you're going to get 1,000 health, max health, 0.5% crit hit, 5% crit damage, 250 damage. I guess that's just cross the board damage for both melee and physical. And then 100 magic fine. So of course with patron, that's going to end up doubling. And unfortunately, now we're going to have to wait two more whole visits for Luxion before we end up getting this final dragon right here. Pretty crazy how dragged out this thing is. Like, it really should just sell you 25 souls each time, because that's already, you know, the dragon coins required is already like around 300-400 or something like that. But on top of it, it's like, that's already visiting, like waiting for this guy for 2 months. Like it's just more time gated content, you know what I mean? But either way, you know, we're gonna end up getting the final mount and the mastery within the next few visits, so that's cool. The Despoiled Divinity, you guys already know what that is, but we're gonna be getting a weapon aura, so it's a pretty cool aura. Honestly, I would prefer to have this on my head. Like, I don't know if I necessarily want it on a weapon. It's neat, it is for sure, but it's like, come on, dude. And then this is going to be that vomit mount I was talking about, which it's not like it's bad. I know somebody's gonna like it. The colors are kind of decent, but manta rays or stingrays or whatever this thing is, it's not really my thing. I'm not really into this type of creature. So somebody out there, I know it's your favorite. Let everybody know in the comments how you like Uggles things, because you're like, this thing looks like my toe, so it's my favorite mount. Whoa. And then also there's going to be the Moonhowl mask, which I already put on this guy. Hee hee. And then the weapon aura for the staff. So you can see this is starting to get a little bit more impressive. It's still a bit weird though, because once again, we've got kind of the emphasis on the character's hand rather than the emphasis on the weapon itself, which I understand what they're going for, but it just, I'm not feeling it, you know? Like, it's a beautiful video effects to be sure, but it just doesn't really fit. I would still prefer to actually have this aura on my head, which I don't think that there's a, I don't think you end up getting the aura for your head. I'm pretty sure it's just a weapon aura, if I'm not mistaken. Radiant aura, glittering prize. Well, I'm gonna have to go and check and see if I can get it on my head in a minute, but either way, oh, and then there's going to be the Voltergeist, which this is the one right here. This is what I was talking about, where it's kind of purple, white, or clear, I guess. And then also beautiful video effects. I actually really like it. A little bit overdone, as you can see. Like, it's kind of blinding in a way, but it's still, it works. Like, it's something I'm into, especially because I personally have a lot of nostalgia towards the pony mounts. That's what these things are called, because back in the day there was just the normal pony and then the Infinium pony, and oh my gosh, it was like so expensive for me back in the day to even get those mounts. I remember it was King Andrew and Newbie that ended up helping me get those. Good times, man. Good memories. And then, oh yeah, that's right. And then there's the allies themselves. So I already have them here. So this is little Bergie. And the reason why you're going to want to get this guy as soon as possible is he's going to end up being the equivalent to Chronomancer Cubesley, but for a melee character. So you're going to get 20% physical damage and then increased cooldown recovery speed. I hate that they changed the description of that. It reduces your cooldown timer by 25%. Not to mention it's going to be like a full-on proper ally, so you're going to get the full 75 power rank while you have it equipped. And it's very, very useful. You actually use it in a lot of builds. You know, you can actually use it on Vanguard. It makes it really good for speed farming and stuff, just because you can end up casting your number 1 more often, etc., etc. And then there's going to end up being the Samantha Ally, which you can see right there. Very cute. I liked when they ended up having very simple designed creatures instead of these overly complicated ones. But Samantha is going to give you 3 jump instead of the movement speed that Prowling Shadow normally does. And then you're going to get 13 Superstition, which is a secret stat that gives you Crystal Gear early. Just kidding. Superstition has always been a joke stat. Lots of people, it's kind of an ongoing joke where people are always like, what does superstition do? And everyone's like, hee 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 hee. That's exactly what it does. It makes you superstitious because you're sitting there wondering what the stat actually does. It doesn't do anything. It's just a vanity stat. And then there's going to be the 2.2% health each time you damage an enemy. So again, this is a life-stealing ally that is very, very useful for a lot of characters. You can use it on Draco, you can use it on Shadowhunter. Oh, and then I almost forgot completely. I wanted to show you, here's the weapon aura on a sword, which, oh my gosh, like look at that. It's just all over the place. Like it's just, I don't like it, man. I don't know. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments if you guys actually think this is the most beautiful aura in the entire game, and then you guys thumbs up that comment for me so I can see just how many of you actually like it and see whether or not old Scythe Poo is actually wrong about this. But for myself personally, I still would want this to be on a head aura. I'm still gonna have to double check that. And then this is what it's gonna end up looking like on a bow. I just threw it on one of my random bows, and again here it just doesn't really work because the aura emphasis is on your hand. It's not necessarily on the weapon itself. Like, it feels like I'm all powerful, not the weapon that I'm using is all powerful, which I guess is cool in its own regard, but I don't know, man. And then I think that's already gonna cover it. Yeah, the Despoiled Divinity, for those that don't know, you use those at the Shadowy Merchant and it's going to be able to get you a bunch of things out of the Shadow Tower. Now, let me actually hop into the club and just double check whether or not we can get this aura on our helmet, because I think that we can. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. It's been a long time, and when we ended up actually looking at this aura the first time, it was my good friend Stratos who ended up modding it into the game, and then it was just like, we kind of got to see some of them, right? So if we go to hide aura, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I'm not seeing it, guys. I don't think that there's actually an aura to this, unless I skipped over it and I'm absolutely crazy. I honestly wasn't really paying attention. Most of these are from Bomber Royale or just Mastery and stuff like that, right? Yeah, so it doesn't seem like we end up actually getting an aura out of it, because now we're already just back at the beginning. Either way, it's still very cool that we actually got access to this thing, man. You know, I'm always down for more auras. It's always a good thing. I'm still very curious what's going to happen with the crystal gear. You know, how's that going to end up working out? But anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I got to go and get my dailies. Really appreciate you watching. Hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to smack that like button, sub, and hit that notification bell. And if you want to support me, you can go the extra mile by sponsoring the YouTube channel by hitting that join button down below, or buying some of my real life merch, which is in the description. Or if you don't have any money, there is an alternative option to that. Just check the link down below to Gawkbox, which is a way that you can actually donate to me for absolutely free. You basically download phone games, play them for a few minutes, and bada bing, bada boom, you get money that you can send my way. It really helps out. Thanks for watching regardless. Sign on, stay epic.